0.875%, APR 4.05%. But choosing the right mortgage lender means choosing more than just a rate. Does calling the company with 11 J.D. Power Awards for client service matter? Does calling the company that invented Rocket Mortgage, the industry's most innovative technology, matter? If working with America's #1 online lender matters to you, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Equal housing lender, NMLS number 3030.
Time for an oil change? At Advance Auto Parts, we have everything you need, all in one place. Our knowledgeable team members are ready to answer all your questions, and they'll help you find the oil filter that's right for your car. We'll also recycle your used motor oil absolutely free. In fact, last year we recycled over 5.5 million gallons, continuing our commitment to being a green retailer. Go to Advance or participating CarQuest Auto Parts stores. Advance Auto Parts, where oil is priced like it should be. Recycling not available in California.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. My employees and I would like to thank you for making MyPillow possible. Years ago, when I invented MyPillow, I thought I was the only one out there with problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I'd flip-flop all night, or wake up with a sore neck or headache. So that's why I invented MyPillow. You can adjust MyPillow's patented fill to your exact individual needs to help you get to sleep faster and stay there longer, to get the quality sleep you need. I back it with my 10-year warranty and my 60-day money-back guarantee. And now to thank you, I'm bringing back my best offer ever. Buy one of my MyPillows and get another
Okay, you're after this one.
Free.
Just go to MyPillow.com and click on the radio listener special. Be sure to use the promo code KTKZ because you love KTKZ, and that's how you get the deal. Order your MyPillow buy one, get one radio listener special now. Click on the radio listener special and use the promo code KTKZ at MyPillow.com.
Money 1055, money1055.biz.
The views and opinions expressed in the following paid program are not necessarily those of the radio station and its sponsors and should not be construed as legal investment or tax advice. You should always consult the appropriate advisor before making any financial decision.
The following program is sponsored by the Now Academy.
I say I'm gonna lay it right on the line. A dollar bill is a friend of mine. We need money. Talking about money. Hey, credit.
Money 2.0 presents In the Now, the premier show for entrepreneurs, business owners, and business leaders. With marketing experts Brandon Hintz and Mike Driggers. Get ready to unleash and launch because they're going to blow your mind. Now, here are Brandon Hintz and Mike Driggers on Money 1055.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on when you're listening to this broadcast, whether Facebook live stream or here in Sacramento, California live. My name's Mike Driggers, and I'm here with Brandon Hintz, and we're about to rock it today with some major tips on what you do best and delegate the rest is our topic for today. And it's a really good topic because I think a lot of times business owners, even people in business itself, get so overwhelmed with work that they're doing that they don't realize that a lot of stuff they could delegate really easily and inexpensively. And especially today, we're going to talk later on. We're going to have a really, really special guest talking about this new term that's been floating around for the last year called the gig economy. And some of you have experienced this with like Uber, Lyft, and some of these Airbnb. And but there's even more for marketing, for outsourcing, things of that nature in business. And we're gonna be talking about that a little bit later. But Brandon, how are you today?
I am doing amazing this morning. I got up this morning. The elves on the shelves were scattered throughout the whole house. I don't know how they got that way, but somehow we've accumulated 5 of them because...
5 elves.
5 elves. So I've only got 3 kids, but these 5 elves are placed all over the house, and they're strategically getting into trouble every night.
Oh, my goodness.
So right when I wake up, my daughter is just excited to see it, and it's getting me into the holiday mood more and more each morning. So it's been fun.
Sure. Yeah, we actually went and... got a tree this weekend, and Gabby, it was good to see Gabby just decorating it and all the fun that in the excitement, and her started getting, I started getting excited because I could totally see that,
Christmas is coming. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yep. So I hope you're not naughty and super nice so you don't get coal out there. But
all of our listeners are on the nice list.
Oh, they are? Oh, man. I was hoping for the naughty list today.
I'm sure that'll be a couple of the call-ins.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, folks, as a business owner, and I know in my advertising agency, and one of the things that I got really good at is finding ways to not only systematize what I do, but being able to delegate work to folks that are better than me at what I do. I have a multimedia background, and I can do graphic design, I can program web pages, I could do all that stuff, but there's so many people that are better and more efficient. And so when you think about buying your time back, time's a commodity, and it's one thing that you can't buy back once it's gone. However, you can buy it forward by leveraging other folks and systems to grow your business. And, I know that Brandon and I both practice this in everything that we do. We look for ways to take the same effort and 10x it in so many different ways, and working within this gig economy, which we're going to talk about. But Brandon, your favorite quote, and I love when you say this, is you do what you do best and delegate the rest.
Yeah, this was something that was founded when me and Steve Napolitan were working together. One of my mentors, we basically were in there and we were just trying to teach people, because this happens to all of us, right?
Right.
Where we are good at what we do. Every listener today in business and at work, you're doing the best you can, and you are all successful. But it comes down to a point where technology is here. And as we were just thinking about that, I was looking, I wonder what Wikipedia was saying about it. Technology can be the knowledge of techniques, processes, and the like, or it can be embedded in machines to allow operations and detailed knowledge of their workings to get done more efficiently.
Yeah.
So I'm outstanding at marketing. I know that. I'm a marketing expert. That's what I tout myself as. That's what people have put me in position for.
Sure.
I know I can do this, and I could probably do it better than some of the companies out there. But at what cost? So when you say do what you do best and delegate the rest, I can do my job very well. But if I have a really efficient company who has technology in place that can do my job faster, and I can just step in and guide them to do it the way I want it done, and get that technique in place.
And adjust as you go, right?
Yeah. So like we always talk about, inspect what you expect.
Right.
So hire the right company and inspect what they're doing for you.
Well, and that even goes with coaching, right? I mean, on the way here at the radio station, I was actually listening to a show prior to this, and the gentleman on the show had a really good quote around what mentorship is. And the mentorship is that their insight their insight becomes your vision, your sight, right? So, and so what happens with a mentor is that you can buy that time to help speed up the process, right? That's an example of outsourcing or delegating to someone that knows something better than you that can save you time and money. But even in your marketing, there's tools out there. Fiverr.com, 99 Social, right? There's the freelancer.com,
Odesk. I mean, there's a bunch of them. You just have to find a trustworthy one, because everything has a rating nowadays.
Oh yeah.
So you've got Angie's List.
Right.
So everything that you think about. So what we're kind of trying to get to you guys today is that there was a long time in my job where I was afraid to let things go. And I had to stop at one point and analyze why that was. Because if I'm the one point of failure for any type of business, that's not a good place to be in. But if you can actually delegate out to people and trust that the work's going to get done by inspecting what you expect, then you can use a company like Freelancer. We tried a company recently called, what's the graphic one?
Design Pickle?
Design Pickle. Design Pickle is amazing. You can get an unlimited account for like $300 a month, and all your social media graphics can be done for you. And you can have that. You can give them the insight. They can design it for you off a free thought, and then you can tweak it. Unlimited revisions. Guess what? The average employee for social media is going to cost you $36,000 a year.
Yeah, and here it's $3,600.
$3,600.
Yeah.
So when you look at these technique trips that we're teaching you, is that we're going to give you some bits throughout the show today and with our guest, things that you can delegate out and get off of your plate so that you can do what you do best, is be in business.
Yeah, I'll even use some examples and some marketing stuff that I do with my Incident Authority now when it comes to book authoring. We'll talk a little bit about that later. But I think that, the other thing even for the logo for the show, we used that one company.
Yeah, logotournament.com.
Logo tournament. And we had all these, it was like $400 or so. And we had all these folks bid with designs, and we totally maximized. And what was interesting is that even when we were picking the logo, you and I had a particular one that we just thought that was it. That's the best. And we surveyed, as we do.
Yeah, and we actually have in-house design teams. But do I want to take my designer who's making really good money and transfer all of his time over to deal with our critique on this logo for 3 months?
Yeah, exactly.
No way. So we went into a 14-day bidding contest where we had over 100 submissions come in.
Yeah.
And then we did what we do best. We surveyed everybody.
Yep.
And found out what they want.
Yeah, we found out that the one we wanted wasn't the
one that we thought looked the coolest came in like last place.
Yeah.
And it was good to have this team to do that, but I mean, we paid a flat rate fee and got what would have cost me around $2,000 to design.
Sure.
For $500.
Yeah. So here in a minute, we're going to have a special guest, Mike Hayes, and we'll introduce him here in a little bit. But we're going to go to break right now here at 105.5 FM in the Now with Mike Driggers and Brandon Hintz.
They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Or how about the one that says, mindset is everything? I truly believe both these statements. If you're looking to grow in your life or your business, then something's got to change. Stop the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Hi, I'm Brandon Hintz, and I've helped thousands of my clients do just that. Stop being controlled by limiting beliefs and patterns that don't suit you anymore. Join me at askbrandonforfree.com. That's askbrandonforfree.com. Welcome back, everybody. So before we left to the break, what we're basically doing on today's show is giving you tips. These are what we call ninja tips. This is Mike's coined phrase.
Yeah, ninja tips. These are the top secret, up the stairs, around the corner, and the sock drawer type tips that we use to produce things quickly and efficiently. And so, right quick, we have a special guest, and this gentleman. Let me do an introduction. I got a chance to meet this gentleman about a year ago, and I've been following him for a little bit. And he's had his own TV show on NBC. He's won 2 Peabody Awards. He's been a thought leader in the crowdfunding world. He's a media expert, and recently he's created the Gig Economy Chamber, which we'll talk a little bit later. But he's the thought leader for what I believe as moving forward is the gig economy and what that really means. And so I want to welcome to the show Mike Hayes. Mike, are you out there?
Mikey. Looks like
there's no one on the phone.
Oh my goodness!
Guests are late. Woo! He must be on that the Peabody Award in his bathroom, looking at it, polishing it up.
Something happened.
So in the actual techniques that we're going to be sharing when Mike jumps on the phone, there's a piece of this. Like I do a lot of one-on-one coaching with my clients. We do mentorships. We do what they call masterminds, where people get together in groups. And myself personally, so outside the Now Academy, outside of what me and Mike do in the Design It course, we all go to personal growth. We go out to one-on-one coaching. We do mentorships with other people who are where we want to be. Mm-hmm. And in all of it, the consistency that I've learned from being at these round tables and these masterminds, sitting there with Russell Brunson or any of these guys, Tony Robbins, is that you need to focus on the striving core offer that you do. Every one of them consistently will say, all these top producers from these the millionaire clubs that you go to and these social networks where you have to qualify with a certain income level, all of them will agree that you've got to get help from third-party tech, or you've got to stabilize it in-house. So when you look at some of the biggest teams like Gary Vaynerchuk, and then you look at Gary V, he has this really strong little team that he has, and he keeps this little solid core of about 12 employees in this one office. But yet he's got another office that does this, and he's got a remote contractors that do this, and these tech world people that are doing all the other jobs that he needs done.
Absolutely.
I just had a conversation with some entrepreneurs the other day where we're in agreement that, you don't bring things in-house until you've proven the model is really strong. So when you open up your company and you're like, you know what, I'm going to have somebody just sit at a desk all day and do my social media. That technically, until you're ready for it, is going to cost you more money than it's worth.
Well, it even goes back to like Tim Ferriss, the 4-hour work week, right? I mean, he in his book, he's sharing tips and solutions around this managing your time, working only 4 hours in your week and getting all your work done through the technology and things in place. And so, one of the favorite things that I love is I use Fiverr quite a bit, right? So, and that's Fiverr.com. And there's so many things that you can get done in marketing. An example is so I teach folks on how to write books within 30 days or less. And so I have a particular framework that I walk them through. And then what we do is that once we have the framework, I then have a recording. I videotape them training their book. Well, here's where Fiverr comes in, is that I start to take the audio, the video, give it over to the Fiverr. They have the audio transcription. Then they give the transcription back. Then I get another person that then does the cover design on Fiverr, and then the layout design, and then the press release, and then they chop up the videos for marketing pieces. All these different things for less than $1,000. I get this book done. And I'm using professionals that are out there on Fiverr. So I guess I just got a message that our guest is actually here. We were having technical difficulties early. So, Mike, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
We can. Well, you should have heard the introduction, man. It was a golden introduction, and then it went blank.
Dead ears.
I missed it. Oh, man.
So, Mike, that's okay. That's okay. Welcome to the call, by the way, and glad
great.
We got it all fixed. Hey, you're the thought leader in this gig economy. Kind of explain what this means. What is this gig economy about?
Oh, great question. And I'm really glad to be here with both you and Brandon, who I just have such deep respect for and had the privilege to spend 3 days with you guys. So you can learn something every 3 minutes from you two. And I spent 3 days with you, and it was great, guys. So I just wanted to say that. But anyway, a lot of people are kind of confused and struggling. They see the economy has changed, and they don't know how or what happened. Maybe they used to get clients in a certain way, and that was great, but things have changed. So it's kind of like a new playing field. So, the question is, how do we use the gig economy, which is being called, it's a new economy, to grow your business? Now, a gig, first of all, let me define what a gig is. It's not some electronic measurement. It's like the definition that they're using today that the bands used to use. They have a gig, it's a freelance job. So that's what it's a new economy. The media needed a new way to describe it, so they call it the gig economy, but it's really just a way to describe a freelance job. There's some really good news about it, so that's what I want to share. And if there's 3 key points that I really want to kind of get across to you guys and your audience today about this new economy. Because even if you're struggling, there's great news. Joining this new economy, though, it's a revolution. And my background with NBC as a documentary director, but also owning an agency, when I started to see that people, small businesses, were struggling to find ways to get new clients today, I used my research background and started to reach out to, Harvard Business Review and Business School and Forbes and Fortune, Wall Street Journal. And they're all saying, and there's no dissenting argument, that you have to be part of the future. You have to transition to this new economy, or you're going to be part of history if you don't make the transition. So that's the first thing I want to communicate. And people, Mike and Brandon, can get all of this info from these top sources at our blog, gigentrepreneurs.com. It's all documented right there. Secondly, to succeed in this new economy where small businesses, one, need to understand it, 2, how to use it, and most importantly, something that you just mentioned, they have to know where to buy and where to sell their own services in this new economy, and they're not the same places, okay? And number 3, if your small business is struggling today, you're in the right place. Because you know, if you're struggling to find new clients, and you know, if you haven't made the transition to this new economy, that is likely the reason that you are still struggling. The good news is that as soon as you make the transition, learn about it, you can quickly turn your struggles into new opportunities and new progress, and you're going to learn from the top sources about how to do it.
So, Mike, what are some examples of the gig economy? I mentioned a couple, but what are some examples that you have?
Sure. Well, the best thing to understand is what everybody knows about. So let's start there. Let's say Airbnb and how it has changed the real estate industry. And then you have Uber and how that has changed the automobile industry. Even General Motors is building cars now for Uber in this new economy. So it's also changed the way small businesses find new talent and operate. So it's changed the entire landscape. And it'd be like if you were playing football on a baseball field. Well, you're just in the wrong field, and you've got to change to the right field. So there's some key new marketplaces such as Upwork and Fiverr and Freelancer. Those are some great examples of, you know, places that you want to sell your services today. But the other one that to me is one of the biggest and most important things to understand is that one of the keys, Mike, is meetup.com for people that, you know, have information products or products. If you want to have people find you today, that's a place where people can find you, find out about your business, and where you don't have to sell on low price. How do you make money when you're selling something for $5? So you have to know where to buy. If you want to buy something, a service, you go to Fiverr. But you can't make money selling your service on Fiverr. So you have to know, you know, that like our meetup system has over 80,000 members, and it's growing every 20 minutes, 24/7, 365. And Meetup is now letting you do webinars, and you understand webinars and storytelling and media marketing. So
yeah,
that's really what it's all about.
Well, and you know, I want to also just I know folks that are actually making money on Meetup. It's all by perspective. Like I make money quite a bit off of Fiverr and using Upworks and Freelancer.
Yeah, we make a lot of money off Meetups. Most of our course sales come from giving free education out,
Yep.
and then they want to learn more. So like you said, you know, spending 3 minutes with us, you could learn a lot, but you spent 3 days with us. A lot of people in the group you were in came from our Meetup.
Yeah. And the folks that have been in the networking groups and things of that nature where we've spoken. But, you know, one of the things I love, and especially from a small business purpose, right? You know, I'm thinking as a small business owner, I need graphics done. I need video done. I need, you know, a press release and all these different things. And so you go to the traditional route and do these bigger agencies, and they're an arm and a leg, right? So how's the direct sales guy or gal or the small business that just starting out? Well, you know, like graphicriver.net, that's a great source to go and get marketing templates, video templates that all you got to do is replace images and text. And so you take that, you buy, they sell it for $35 to $100 at max, and then you take it over to Fiverr. And then Fiverr puts in all the stuff for you, and boom, you've got your marketing piece, right? And I think with the gig economy, that's a lot more people that have special skills are going to be coming to the field, and that's a lower example, but there's experts out there that are making transitions, and there's still going to be a reasonable price to work with.
Yeah, there's large agencies working in those groups. So the other day when we were looking, I forget what we were looking for, but we were looking for someone to program ClickFunnels,
right?
Which is a website that you can buy for $97 a month to sell products on.
Right.
Another good tip, clickfunnels.com, amazing.
Yeah.
But when you look at the overall perspective, we didn't want to build it in-house.
No.
So we went on to freelancer.com, where we've had an account for years, and there was guys that specialize in building that website, and they were agencies. So when I reached out to the one that looked the most qualified, it ended up being a large marketing agency where technically I would say, well, I can do what they do.
Right.
But at what cost?
Sure.
So when I look at that overall perspective and say, okay, as a small business owner, and Mike, you can contest to this, we try to give you as many free tips as possible because we want enough foundation for your business to be put into place so that when you are spending money, you're spending it in the right position.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, hey, real quick, Mike, you tell us a little bit of, we're going to go to break here in about 2 minutes, but you've actually created a whole chamber of commerce around this, the gig economy chamber, correct?
Yeah, exactly. Because people need help, and they need it from educated, trusted sources like you guys. Okay, so that's what we did. Is we modeled it after, because a new economy needs a new chamber of commerce. There's no doubt. But we also understand and support all chambers of commerce across the country. So basically what we want to do is be the model to update the chambers of commerce of how they need to act and behave and provide services and help in this new economy. So we started the new economy, a.k.a. the gig economy, okay? And really you can get all the information that you want about how to integrate what the new economy has to offer with the current economy and your current chamber by going to New Economy Chamber, it's thenewEconomyChamber.com, thenewEconomyChamber.com, and be happy to give you a free consultation. But obviously, people are in great hands with you guys as well. So,
well, we've got to go to break right now, Mike, and we'll come back and we'll finish that out. But welcome to In the Now with Mike Driggers and Brandon Hintz.
Violence and sudden attacks at public locations seem to be happening more frequently. Thousands of people are being impacted daily as a result of violence. Do you know what the warning signs are? Would you know what to do if something occurred? Listen every Monday at 4 p.m. to Secure Sacramento, hosted by me, Hector Alvarez, where we're going to be talking about just that very thing, giving you ideas of what to do. Download the Money 105 app and send in your questions to be answered live. Again, every Monday at 4 p.m. on Secure Sacramento. Listen, learn, and be prepared. Find us at wvpexperts.com. Call us before you need us.
Have you ever heard the statement, mindset is everything? I believe this statement to be true. If you're ready to grow in your business or you're trying to change things in your life, mindset is key. I'm Brandon Hintz, and I've helped thousands of my clients set their mindset in the right direction to allow them to achieve their goals and to make changes in their lives. You can have what you want. Let's stop the limiting beliefs that are holding you back with my help. Go to askbrandonforfree.com. That's askbrandonforfree.com.
It's called MediShare, and it's affordable biblical healthcare. And if you're wondering, what does that mean? Well, ask the people who are already members, like the Badger family. It's a big family, by the way.
We have 7 boys, 3 girls. We live out in the country. We homeschool.
And they thank God for MediShare, especially after one of their babies was born with spina bifida, and the total bill was about $250,000. MediShare members met the entire need and sent them cards and letters letting them know they're praying for them.
MediShare is, we love it. With myself being self-employed, owning my own business, MediShare was a great option as far as affordability. With MediShare, as far as like all of our stuff, it's always come through.
Yeah, more and more people are doing this, and you can see why. Hundreds of thousands of Christian believers sharing, and that is a beautiful thing. Find out more. Call 844-41-BIBLE. That's 844-41-BIBLE. 844-41-BIBLE.
Money 105.5 and the Money 105.5 app with Brandon Hintz and Mike Driggers in the Now.
Hello and welcome back to 105.5 in the Now Radio with Mike Driggers and Brandon Hintz. And we've been talking about the gig economy and what that really means with our special guest, Mike Hayes. And just before we do that, for the folks on the live stream, Facebook Live, which you can get to Brandon Hintz, Facebook, or Mike Driggers Jr., I want to give a shout out to Michael Peterson and Wally Valenzuela and Jeff Garcia, Gabby Lopez, Linton Vanderstein, and Milena Hunt. And thank you for being on live stream. And Mike, or Brandon, you actually had something that you wanted to share about what we learned from that last segment.
Yeah, so one of the key points in the 3 tips that Mike Hayes was sharing is you've got to step into the future. So as a business, we're all successful right now, but there's a piece of your business that needs to step into that technology ring, that actual ring where everybody's playing right now. So he said another thing that really stuck out. You're playing in the wrong field. So be careful not to step in the wrong field. Find out who you're identifying as your perfect client and find out where they're hanging out on the internet, and then start throwing your bait in there. But start making that transition now. So you're doing what you're doing now and you're successful at it. But instead of trying to keep running into walls or struggling with this new marketing piece, do the research. Jump out there. Ask one of us. We both give free advice out on where you could find that client at. But just think about what he said. You need to start transitioning a piece of your business into this future world. And Tony Robbins really pushes this. If you don't move with technology, you will be left behind.
Oh, absolutely.
And Mike, that was a key point that you said. So thanks for those 3 tips that you gave out.
Yeah, Mike, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, the new everybody in small business, if they're competitive, is struggling. You're either struggling to get started, or you're already successful. You're struggling to get to your next level. So I've interviewed everybody from Oprah to Donald Trump to Steve Wozniak, hundreds of the top entrepreneurs in the history of America, really. And the key is sometimes you have to look up. If you're struggling, you can actually still become a new economy star in this new economy by really asking yourself, who do you wish to be like? Who do you admire? Do somebody with public speaking skills, or, what kind of clients do they attract, or do you need to attract? Well, it's whatever that is. That's a real clue for you about how you can really take your experience, monetize it, and become a star of this new economy. Like you say, Brandon, you got to be playing in the right field.
One of the things I like about the gig economy is not only from a small business or the direct sales folks can capitalize on low-cost marketing and things of that nature, but it's also from the flip side, from a business. Like, we use it as we offer a small service, and it's part of our magnet into our funnel, which leads to bigger and better things. Kind of like with Meetup, how we use Meetup to give away free information on your business, how to grow your business, and then from there it leads to the next level of our funnel. So, Mike, I know you see a lot of people out there, and I've been talking to a lot of people about the gig economy. What do you foresee in the future? Like, what are some things that you are starting to notice with the gig economy?
That there's a movement away from the cost and overhead of the brick and mortar world, just a movement. That's why Meetup, which is virtual brick and mortar, you get together for a while, but then you don't have the cost and overhead. That makes it far simpler to get started with your small business. And also, we live in a Google-centric world. You need to make your business show up in results when customers, perform searches. So Meetup is wonderful for getting high ranking on Google. So, but if you don't like to speak, or maybe you're an introvert, or you think you're shy, well, that's no worries, because this is still a great way to get people to find you. And because actually the big news is that Meetup just got bought by a huge player in the gig economy called WeWork. And WeWork is one of these companies that provide, startup places where you can share a workspace, okay? So they're a work shared economy space. They just bought Meetup. Well, Meetup allows you to do webinars. So one of the things I'm excited about with my background as an interviewer with NBC, I love to interview people about their story, help them capture it digitally, and that can become an instant webinar where that video is played, and you can have people find you on meetup.com. If you want to hold meetups, great, get together. If you don't, you can still hold webinars.
And I love that you're giving out those tips. If I didn't know better, I'd think you were a stockholder in meetup.com. But really what we're doing is we're trying to give you as many free tips. I know, me too.
Yeah, no, well, I think, the one thing that I learned when talking with Mike in meetups, when we started our meetup, what was interesting is, we'd have these meetups, but the list kept growing. It was an easy way to, if you've got an attractive subject, people want to join, and they may not show, but they're on that list, and then you send out and you can do a webinar, right? So that's a great example.
Yeah, we're in an economy right now where it's a place where you need to stop selling as your intro.
Yeah.
You need to give that value and share. So Meetup allows you to share what you're passionate about, whether it's sewing pillows or launching a new tech company. I mean, we had guys coming in that were doing real estate apps. So that gives you a chance to share who you are, and then that's what people buy. They love ideas, but people buy people still.
No, absolutely.
Well, you know what's cool about it, guys, is that this is a place where we're all trying to find the right audience, okay? Well, this is a way that the audience finds you. So you put your topic up on meetup.com, people wave their hands and they say, hey, I'm interested in that. Now you got a hot topic and that they have identified themselves as somebody who's interested in that. So now you can reach out to them via Meetup. You can invite them to you can get a room in your local library. Come there, meet me. I hold a free drop-in clinic every Saturday morning at the Walnut Creek Library. For anybody who wants to drop in on me, they know I'm going to be there from 10 to noon every Saturday so that I will answer their questions, help them, give them guidance, a workshop, whatever they need for free. Because like you said, Brandon, that's what people want. They want a free way to test or try a new product or service today. And that's a great way to let them do that.
They want to get to know you. So thanks for giving that information out of where they can find you for free. And your website's theneweconomychamber.com. Theneweconomychamber.com. So Mike, thank you for today. Anything else you want to shout out real quick or plug something before we let you go?
Yeah, just one plug, and this is our free magazine called Gig Entrepreneurs, where you're going to learn from the Wall Street Journal, the Federal Reserve Bank, Forbes, Fortune, Entrepreneur, Harvard. Everybody is saying, and there's no counter-argument to this, you've got to get into the new economy, change your thinking, and evolve into it, or you're going to be part of history. And that's not from me, folks. That is from the world's top sources.
Thank you, Mike.
GigEntrepreneurs.com. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mike. It's been a great pleasure. So, wow, a lot of great information.
I think Meetup should send us some royalties.
Oh, I'm all about it.
We plugged them a lot in that show.
The interesting thing, I use Meetup for a lot of different reasons, and he's right, is that you get to go test the waters on folks, and from a networking standpoint, as a business owner, you should be networking. You should always be out there, but also being able to go host something that speaks one to many. So
yeah, I'm a firm believer in the one-to-many. The thing that he said is that you could start filming these meetups. You could do the Facebook lives during these meetups. So utilize. So let's take that for example.
Sure.
The meetup is an old school network style, right?
Yeah.
You post it on the website. People come to it, so it's still a networking event.
Mm-hmm.
But then take it to another level. For example, our radio show.
Mm-hmm.
We decided to do this show because we were going to do a podcast anyway, right? So why not do the podcast in a video podcast style, live in the studio, and then live stream it on Facebook, then put it on our YouTube channel, then rotate it into a podcast. So we're taking advantage of 4 different avenues off of one show.
Actually, and we take it to the next level. We get it all transcribed
over
the next 12 shows, and now we can come out with an ebook or a book that has all our greatest interviews.
And guess how that's going to happen? We're going to hire out a freelancer, Upwork, or Fiverr.com,
Yep.
because we're going to do what we do best and then delegate the rest. But on every single thing, that's kind of the wheel and the hub model, right? So here it is, this business, that you have all these little things that you can do off of it. Sometimes you just sit down and say, okay, what kind of meetup would I do? And my suggestion, do you love to teach the topic? Will people be able to interact and ask questions during the topic? And will they leave there with value? That's a perfect meetup. That's a perfect networking event. If you love it, they can interact with it, and they leave there with value, then people are going to work with you. It's just like when you open up a new store. Let's say you have a bakery and you have a cupcake. They come in, they try the cupcake. If they love it, they got value out of it, they're going to come back. So the meetup group allows them to sample you.
Yeah.
It's no different than when you first opened up and you gave away free t-shirts or free candy, whatever it was to get people to try your product, and then they loved it, and then they buy more.
Well, so going back, so you looked at the example that Brandon and I were just sharing, that, there's so many different sources that you can take from that one effort. Like, we're in this for 1 hour on the radio show here at 105.5 in the Now Radio right here in Sacramento, California. And so we're recording. And then, like you said, we break it all out into multiple products. And a lot of people aren't thinking like that, right? And part of it is they don't know how or where to go. Well, in the gig economy, there are folks out there that can do this for you. We have a whole camera crew outside of what we do that's filming this for us right now as we're here, right? And they do all the editing and get the stuff up for us. And
we love to share. So, if you need something, just go to askbrandonforfree.com. and ask us about one of these segments. Ask us what needs to be done in there. You can go to the Now Academy. You can go to Mike Driggers' page. We're here to share as much wealth that we can to get you the next step. Earlier in the show, we said, there's the coaching tips and there's the mentoring tips.
Yeah.
My explanation has always been this. A coach teaches a curriculum, right?
Yeah.
If you go out and learn from a football coach, he's going to teach you what he knows is going to get you there, right?
Right.
A mentor is someone who's been there. You actually hire a quarterback that actually is going to teach you how he throws, and then you hire the coach to fine-tune it.
So that's the mentor's foresight gives you the insight. Right?
Correct.
That's what the quote was earlier I heard today. So we're going to go to break here at 105.5 FM in the Now Radio with Mike Driggers and Brandon Hintz. And as we come back, we'll finish out about the gig economy.
They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Or how about the one that says, mindset is everything? I truly believe both these statements. If you're looking to grow in your life or your business, then something's got to change. Stop the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Hi, I'm Brandon Hintz, and I've helped thousands of my clients do just that. Stop being controlled by limiting beliefs and patterns that don't suit you anymore. Join me at askbrandonforfree.com. That's askbrandonforfree.com.
The #1 show for entrepreneurs. This is In the Now, part of the Money 2.0 series on Money 105.5 and the Money 105.5 app.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you're watching this or listening to the broadcast here live in Sacramento on 105.5 FM, real quick shout out to some of the folks on our live stream, Mike Driggers Jr. You can go there, or Brandon Hintz's Facebook page, and Diana Manning and Josh Ryan and Tracy Roberts and Nick James. Thanks for being part of here. Quincy, we've got a lot of folks, and Tony Cheek, thank you, and Denise. It's a great pleasure having you on here. And the gig economy is obviously going to change the way businesses are done. First, on both sides. You have people that can bring their expertise or sources to help others and use small samples to large samples to get them into the funnel or to do long-term work for folks. On the flip side, for a business owner, having your marketing done. I mean, there's so many things that you can get done, from programming websites to press releases to transcriptions to memes. You know how we use
the social media posts.
Design pickles, right? Yeah. Social media posts. 99 Social is a great company that does that for you. 7 days a week of posting, right? And so there's all these different folks out there, and it's getting easier and easier, I think, for businesses to compete at a level with the larger organizations.
Yeah, when you look at what we do, so in general, people used to say to me, like, why do you give away all these free tips when you have a marketing agency? Because that's not my core product. I don't want to charge somebody $1,500 for what they could get for $500.
Sure.
What good is that? What kind of consumer base is that? So we give away all these free tips that we can really drive things home with and that are going to get you to advance faster. Because if you're starting to be more successful, you'll hit another spot where you need help at, and that's when you reach out to someone like us. When we are actually there to help the foundation get built, I can't tell you how many times I've used Logo Tournament and just told my client, You pay for it. I'll help you manage it. Then we'll survey it. Then we'll lock the logo in, making my job easier to take this brand to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely. I heard myself say absolutely. I was told I say it a lot, so I guess I gotta.
You absolutely do.
Absolutely, right? It's funny because even with the gig economy and this term, you're seeing a lot more people trying to play in this arena. You've got these solopreneurs, right? They still work for them. You've got entrepreneurs. These are people that are entrepreneur-minded, working for corporations. You got people coming out of corporation, still wanting. You've got the baby boomers. I was reading an article about this where baby boomers are wanting to take their expertise and teach the younger generation. And so more and more, you're going to see a lot of this where people are going to be helping folks and offering services that never before could you get access to.
Yeah, and I look at this thing from a different perspective with my one-on-one clients, because I have a lot of clients who are currently successful in one model, but they're looking for multiple revenue streams. So they hire these side projects to get the thing built. Mm-hmm. So when they're ready to launch it, they can have one business at full function and the other one halfway ready, and then launch it, and the two of them are running simultaneous.
Yeah.
Because all the mindsets that we're in, all the mentorship groups, the masterminds, they're making money or saving money while they sleep.
Absolutely.
So when that work is being done for you,
because money don't sleep.
Yeah, it doesn't. And when you look back and you say, hey, I went to bed last night and I got up this morning and somebody in Beijing just knocked out my whole entire project in 2 days, and then Monday morning you come to work and it's ready for you to prove, and you're like, wow, this work is done.
Yeah, and that's even like having a virtual assistant. So that's a gig economy. That's a good example of that, where you have a virtual assistant that handles a lot of your things within Facebook, to SEO, to web design, to Twitter, all these different things. They even file papers and for the real estate industry. There's so many things that virtual assistants provide as a resource or expertise to help businesses, and taking advantage of that. One of the things you said too, Brandon, is how we use it. And I think part of the reason why we do it too, and where we're teaching people, is that, remember folks, that people buy based on like, trust, and knowledge. Right. And so when you're offering something from a gig economy standpoint, now you're offering your services, you're building that trust. You're building them to where you become likable. And if they feel that you're knowledgeable and know your stuff and your products and so on, then they're going to be customers, right? Because that's what that does, is offer that, hey, here I am. This is what about. This is the whole free webinar online, right?
Yeah.
You get to know me.
And this is how we do it too. Like, we give everybody a sample to come and check out one of our webinars to join our 3-day event.
Yep.
So if you go to the nowacademy.com and go onto our courses tab and click on Design It, it'll talk about this. And one of the things that we do in this Design It course is we teach you how to plan your day. When you look at your schedule and you're trying to figure out, like, how do I jump into the gig economy? You're going to look at your thing and say, okay, what can I delegate out to my staff? And what do I need to start automating? What is the one thing that I keep doing over and over again that bogs me down, and I can't seem to get that thing automated? And you reach out and narrow that one thing down, and then you go find the service that provides it. Get a quote. Step one, get a quote. You don't even know what something costs until you've gotten a couple quotes for it and go, oh my gosh, this is going to save me $500 every 2 weeks, which compounded over the year is going to save you money. So when you first start looking at this, no matter what it is you want, you're going to get a quote for it from somebody who does it. So go on a Freelancer and see how much it costs to have this subject done. So if I want my social media done, remember I was going to hire a company for $497?
Yep.
Mike says, no, research this one, 99 Social.
Yep.
For $99 a month, they will give you topics right on your live feed, and then you tweak them to where you want them so that they're actually knowledge-based on your industry.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, this is an interesting quote from Tracy Roberts. I love this. He says, money is a wonderful servant and a terrible master because it never sleeps.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good. So how can in the new world, how can they take advantage of this?
First, identify what it is you need to get off your plate. Then go online to one of these sites and get quotes from them, or actually see what the cost analysis is that's in that market. Social media, graphics, web templates, web builders. I mean, find out what it is you need to get off your plate. When I look at this, I always say, okay, in order for me to get into the tech world, I need to do this piece for online marketing. I need to have the graphics, right?
Right.
I need to have the sales funnel. I need to have the landing page. So then get a quote on all three of those and look how you can save money versus doing it in-house. So step one, identify what you want off your plate.
Absolutely.
And then get quotes on how to get it off your plate.
So you, like, for example, you went looking for people when we were doing the logo, like we put it up there, but then you started searching out people. What are some things that you look for when you're looking for a gig economy expert or someone to work on the project that you're looking?
I look at the portfolio first to see if what they do matches what I want. Same thing I would look for in a mentorship or a coach.
Right.
Do they do what I want? Can they get me where I need to go?
There.
So that's step one. I'm going to research the background, look at the testimonials, if I need to go to Yelp, whatever it is, and say, okay, this looks like somebody that I might want to try to see if I can trust their work. Because as an entrepreneur, I don't like to relinquish certain things.
Right.
It took a long time for me to jump into the gig economy.
Yeah.
I did everything in-house and my overhead got big, right? Your payroll starts getting to 20 grand a month and you're going, wow, I could have saved this and got it down to... I could have been at 9 grand a month this whole time by subbing all this stuff out. And you learn that the hard way. I tried building backbones of companies where you had 30-something employees when you should have contracted half of it out. So look for the people you can trust, look at their portfolios, look at their testimonials, and give them a try. Most people give you a free trial.
Yeah, so with that is don't jump in completely. Go ahead and dip the toe. Give them a small project that has some type of criteria to it and timeline and deliveries, and see what they do, how they
inspect what you expect.
Exactly. So I think that's that's great advice for our audience.
Yeah. So when and this is what I'll tell you right now. No matter what you're looking for, there's someone that does it. Mm-hmm. That's how business was started, human to human. There's a source for what you need done. When they started Uber, it wasn't that he loved taking cabs, right? He just knew there was a need for it, so started a service.
Sure.
Whatever it is you need. So I had a friend who was just wanting to make custom slogans for their pillows. They found a company on Fiverr that would actually build all the logo lines, and then they would email them over to her and CC the embroidery company on it, and the pillow would be out the next morning.
Wow.
So you would come in with your quote, saying, I love my son's graduation this year. Congratulations, son, with his name on it. The Fiverr would put it together. They'd shoot it over to the embroidery company the next morning. Pillow was shipped out in 48 hours.
Wow.
Before, they were trying to design that, taking 48 hours just to get the design the way they felt comfortable with it. And then they had to call the embroidery company, email it over to them, follow through with it, automated the whole thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, even I had a friend that he created this, those lights for your cameras for selfies.
Yeah.
So what he did is he found it on Alibaba, and it looks like a circle, and he talked to the troll people that put troll hair and ears and eyes, and he put it together, and now he's got this website that says, look at me, mommy. Yeah. And he's selling these things like hotcakes through Facebook, right? Yeah. But he used the gig economy world to put this product together, and for very inexpensive, and now he's killing it.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at what we do, there's tons of speakers and coaches that are out there that don't even have a staff. They run right out of their home. And I'm working that way. I'm trying to get over there, but I know with 3 kids, my life would be like, hey, dad.
Yeah.
So I still work out of my offices, and I still keep my employees there. But I know some very successful entrepreneurs that have no in-house staff.
Oh yeah, they're beach businesses.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. One of my mentors literally did a Skype meeting from me on the side of the freaking ocean. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, I just got out of the pool. I'll be ready in 15 minutes.
Well, this goes back to the whole Tim Ferriss 4-hour work week, right?
Exactly.
So
what we want you guys to look at is like find out what it is you want to get off your plate. What's that one thing that just would be good suited in the gig economy, and try it out. Step into that realm a little bit. Like Mike said, dip your toe in it. Find out what works for you. If you get stuck, go to our website, the Now Academy, or askbrandonforfree.com and ask for a help. We're here. We're giving.
Yeah, or you can go to successwithmikedriggers.com and go ahead and reach out to me, and I'm more than happy to help you. And we'll put these URLs, some of the stuff that we talked about today, we'll make sure we get it up in the live stream for folks. So...
Well, thank you guys for today, and I hope you're getting value out of what we're doing here on the show, and it's just going to keep getting better, more and more popular guests, and a lot of influence out there. With some of these people, some of these tips are huge. So thank you. In the Now Radio with Mike Driggers and Brandon Hintz.
Bye for now.